Hello everyone, and thank you so much for joining us for this demonstration of the ePanic button. I think you'll understand the Hello everyone, and thank you so much for joining us for this demonstration of the ePanic button. As you know, workplace violence can occur anywhere and at any time, so we've developed this program to help keep you, your staff, and your clients safe in face of the dangers that we're facing today in our society. That's a fucking stupid thing to say. Hello, and thank you so much for joining us for this demonstration of the ePanic button. We developed this program to help keep you, your staff, and your clients safe because we all know that workplace violence is something that can happen to any place and at any time. What makes our program unique is that you can create a range of buttons depending upon the situation. For instance, the most likely occurrence is going to be an angry customer, someone who's upset and being difficult, and your staff member may just need a hand from a colleague or a coworker. As an example, we have one case where there's a health department where we had an irate person who's pretty upset about waiting there for a long time and causing a lot of problems. Well, the employee hits the panic button for support, gets the support that they need so they can address the situation. However, the ePanic button can be used for much more serious cases involving a much higher level of response. In another example, we have a healthcare center where a nurse is at a nursing station and a patient actually produced a knife. Well, that's pretty scary, but they were able to hit the button, get security there, and nobody was hurt. That's the whole goal of our program. We've been around since 2008. We have customers and clients around the world, hundreds of accounts and thousands of users, all within government, healthcare, education, and broadly across all industries. This is the program in a nutshell how it works. Over here on this first column, you see the information for the sender. They could set it off by three methods. There's the mouse click method, and you would mouse over this red icon in your notification tray, and there'll be a scroll up of this window. And then you can just simply click on the button. Support for low-level concerns, security for high-level concerns. These are our default buttons, but you're welcome to change them as you see fit. And I'll give a demonstration of that as well. Additionally, you could use your keyboard to set it off because each of the buttons has their own hotkey. So you can pretend that you're looking something up or messaging someone so that you can get the support, but really be discreetly sending out the signals to let others know that you need a hand. There's also optional hardware, USB-enabled foot pedals or buttons that you could purchase directly from the manufacturers, and that they will work also with the ePanic button. We can give you more information about this if you would like. So if the end user does any of these three things, there's three types of messages that go out to the receivers. There's the pop-up alert, there's text messages, and there are emails. The receivers can get this in any combination. So a security guard can get a pop-up on their computer, a text to their phone, and an email as well. But maybe there are certain administrators that just want to get an email to be kept on the FYI basis, or maybe there's folks that you want to contact that are rarely in their office and they're walking around and you just want to send them a text. You have that versatility to reach the people no matter where they are and in different means. The pop-up alert will beep and make different noises depending upon the severity. We have three severity levels, and the first level is going to be a high pitch so that you know how serious it is, but the low level ones have a softer tone so it demonstrates that it's a less urgent issue. The pop-up alert also gives the sender a way to know if it's been read. When the pop-up comes on the receiver's workstation, let's say the security guard, they get the pop-up, they just click on this check mark saying confirm receipt, and then on the sender's computer, the person who sent it, let's say the front desk, that little red circle becomes a green square, and then therefore they know that somebody manually click this and they're on their way. Also, you can send out the text messages and emails to whoever you would like. It's a really robust system, and you're able to send out multiple mass emails and texts to people as you see fit. One nice feature in order to prevent false alarms is we created a send delay feature, and I'll demonstrate this as well. But if you click the button by accident, you could set the button so there's a countdown, either 5 seconds or 10-second countdown, and if you don't do anything, the message will be sent. Or you can send it immediately by clicking send, or you can cancel it if it was by mistake. By default, buttons are set to 0 so that they automatically go out and there's no send delay. But if you're getting those false alarms, just switch it to 5 or 10-second delay. Let me give you a little demonstration of how the program works. I'm here doing a demonstration, doing a little recording of it, and someone comes in my office. They look a little scary, and I don't want to be alone with them, but I'm not to the point where I need security, so I can just click support. Now I can't send the signal to myself, so on a laptop next to me, I'm going to click the support button. There, boom. As you can see, you can hear the sound. I'll stop the sound by clicking the confirm receipt, and we can take a look at this. These 3 fields are all about who sent it. So from my laptop, I was able to send a message. But I clicked the support button, so it says support up there, and it gives a description. Again, you could change this as you see fit. Let's say the situation gets a little more serious though. Now I want to click the security button. And notice when I click the security button, there'll be a pop-up of that send delay to make sure that it's not a false alarm. So if I click it, you can see that I could cancel it or send it. So I'm going to cancel it. But from my laptop next to me, I'm actually going to send that message so you could see the difference in the sound or hearing. Okay, you can hear that that's a lot more annoying and much more attention grabbing, so you can tell the urgency. Again, the same person or laptop sent it, but it's a different button, so it says security up there and a different message. It's colored red and it had a different sound. So therefore, automatically those receivers will know how urgent the issue is. Now, along with, this isn't a full training, but I want to demonstrate to you just a few features, and if you have any further questions or you're trying to figure out how this is done, we'd be glad to do a training for you. A very important part about the program is that there's a web portal that you can go in, log into, manage all of your users, your different groups, your different buttons, and your messages. One of the real beauties about the ePanic button is it's entirely configurable and quickly adaptable so you can handle emerging issues immediately. You can get a new panic button out there for a new emerging issue. First, a little bit about groups. If you have a large organization, it may be that you want to have different groups for different people. Naturally, maybe geographically based, like for instance, you have a statewide company and you have offices in different cities, well, naturally you can have a different set of buttons for your different offices so that those local responders only would get the message. However, you could also create groups based on their role. It may be that you have certain personnel such as security or safety and health, that those folks will have additional buttons that only those administrators will have, such as a lockdown. So you're not your average employee will have it. Maybe they'll have their support and security buttons, but administrators can have another set of buttons which they could use for mass notification or whatever purpose. But really, the possibilities are limitless. So let me show you that administrator. You'll be given a username and password, and when you log in, you'll be taken the Groups tab. And there you can see we can have different groups. I've created groups based on different cities, and also we can have a different group based on their role. So for instance, the security team, I'll click on the buttons now, and let's look at security. Security has a button called bomb threat, lockdown, or weather, and it's those messages that they could send out as a mass notification. But for instance, let's look at our Birmingham group. I'm located in the Birmingham group. I've got security and I've got support as my 2 buttons. Well, let's look at that. Boom, security and support. Let's say we have an emerging issue, we have a new concept, maybe there's concerns about visitors having heart attacks, and we did some training on first aid and first response and the AED device training. Let's create a medical button, and I'll show you how quick this could be deployed, whether it's to one office or across your entire campus to thousands of users with just a few clicks. Click the plus sign. We'll say we're in the Birmingham group, and we're going to call this the medical button. Bring the AED device. Okay, as simple as that. You could choose the icon, which is the medical bag. You could choose to mute the alarm so there's no sound with it, and we can set a send delay. Let's set this at 5 seconds. We could also choose how severe the issue is, clicking medium. Here we're going to choose the hotkeys, and we'll just choose something like Alt-Shift-L. That would be pretty hard to hit by mistake, but still you could use that if you memorize what the hotkey is. So we enter that in, and boom, there we go. We see we have that new button called medical. Now we want to choose receivers. Again, this is not a training. We have plenty of training materials, and we'd be glad to do an online meeting with you training. I'm just showing you how you can create a button pretty quickly. There are 3 types of messages: pop-up alerts, emails, and text. So let's look at those. With the pop-up alert, here's all of my available receivers. You just simply move them over to the folks that you want to get the pop-up. So again, I'm just going to work with these 2 computers, my desktop and my laptop. We go back and now we could choose the email receivers. You choose email receivers by clicking the envelope. Let me do it that way. And you can add them in any way that you would like. You could add them individually, or you can mass add them, just separate. If you paste them all in, separating the values by a comma, just separate the emails by a comma, and then you can paste them all in there. Let me just do a little demonstration, for instance. Right there, I pasted in those emails, I click add, and boom, they are in there. It's the same exact thing when we're talking about the, let me get back to the medical, the phone numbers. When you want to send someone to text, you could batch add them this way. Just separate the phone numbers by a comma, or you can add them individually just by clicking that plus sign. It's pretty simple as that. As you can tell from these universal icons, plus to add, pencil to edit, you could filter it, refresh, or delete any of those records. Well, what I've done is I've created that new medical, and look at that, there it is. So if you have an emerging issue like a new stalking case, or you fired an employee and you need to let everyone know that if he shows up to hit the alert, whatever those emerging issues may be, you can quickly deploy it. And if I click that out to the laptop, you can see I got the send. I'm going to send that off, and boom, you can't hear that. I'm going to click the confirm receipt. Boom, I just confirmed it on the laptop, and do you see how my the green square popped up where it used to be a red circle? I'm going to reset that back, and that's how quickly we just created a brand new button. And then you can see the versatility of how well the program works. This is just a quick little overview of how the program works. I hope you get a sense of it. It can certainly be used alone, or it could be used as backup as other systems. A lot of campuses are required to have mass notification systems. You could use this as another layer of redundancy. Hopefully, we like to hear when the program is used to protect people, but we truly hope that you never have an emergency and that there's never a reason to use the panic buttons. However, one thing we hear over and over from our clients is that they're just glad that they've got that. Those lone, isolated workers by themselves up at reception, they know right at their fingertips they got the support that they need just by clicking their mouse or clicking a few keys, and they got that support. The program could work for very small offices of just like, a handful of people, up to statewide organizations with hundreds or even thousands of users. And we do have those accounts. We do give a discount for if you commit to 3 years. It's an annual subscription, but we do give a discount. And with that, it includes all the training, all the support, all the technical support if you have any issues that come up, and then includes all the upgrades. We're continually improving the client and the server applications to make it better. In fact, every week we're putting out new little features, and we're really excited about the directions we're going to be heading. If you want to try it out, we strongly encourage, almost we insist that you test it. Make sure it works for you. Make sure that your users like it. And then we could talk about how many users how many computers you think you're going to need. So you're welcome to try it. And we understand how it works sometimes within, especially large bureaucracies. If you need more than 30 days, we can certainly work with you. And our tech support team is here to assist you with any installation issues. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. If you'd like us to do a demonstration just for your organization, maybe you can get your security and your IT folks together, we're welcome that opportunity, either do trainings or do a demo, and we can answer any questions that you may have. So thank you so much for trying this out. I hope that you all stay safe. And if you wish to see how you can improve the security for your organization, please install these on a couple computers and see how your employees like having that instant communication right at their fingertips. Again, thank you so much, and I hope you have a great day.